One of the things to keep in mind when you're negotiating is always being willing to be able to ask for more than you want, just so that when you don't get it, you have gotten some of the things you did want. For example, many times I'll be showing a home, walking through the home, and my clients, I can just see out of the corner of their eyes them glance 2 or 3 times at the patio furniture on the back patio, or a hammock hanging between 2 trees in the backyard, or maybe they're all googly-eyed at a nice, really nice fridge and stove in the kitchen. Those are things that we want to, number one, as a buyer, ask for. Even if we don't get them, just to ask for them gives us the ability that if they do, then we got them. If we don't, then we didn't. Another thing to keep in mind is that as you're negotiating, many times you can get back some of the fees that you've paid. Let's just say, for example, that it costs you $500 for the home inspection. Many times we can ask the seller to pay for the home inspection, because if we have it done and we had the repairs done, those are items that they would like to know. Maybe they've come in under asking price to try to get a good deal, and we can say, I'll tell you what, you come up to full asking price, we'll throw in the home inspection and in fact the repairs that we did. These are things that all buyers want to be able to know, is that they got something more than what you were offering. Many times when they ask for things that seem silly to you, they're just wanting to do that so that they can feel like they got a good deal. So always ask for more than you want. Just like any relationship, there's give and there's take. One of the things I find many times when I'm selling people's homes is that when we see the offer come to the table, it's many times asking for closing costs, it's asking for refrigerators, washer, dryers, patio furniture, those types of things. And maybe some of those things you don't want to give up. You just bought that brand new $1,000 fridge. You don't really want to throw it into the deal unless we got a full price offer. Maybe the buyer has come to the table not with a full price offer, but also asking for some closing costs. Many times if the buyer needs the closing costs, they'll ask for the closing costs. And we can always counter back and say, I'll tell you what, we'll throw in your closing costs, but we just need to bump up the price $3,000 to $5,000 or whatever the case may be to be able to cover their closing costs. That's why you need a real estate agent in your corner. With 30 years of experience in negotiating contract after contract after contract, I have many, many years of experience of being able to see what works, what doesn't work when it comes time to negotiating contracts, getting the lenders to accept the negotiations as well, and the values to come in. Many times people will throw in this or throw in that to be able to get an offer to go through, and the lender says, I can't have that. Can't have that in the purchase contract. Okay, now what do we do? So those are kind of things that it takes a good quality real estate agent to know and understand what you can and can't do when it comes to bumping the price up to be able to cover different expenses. Many times the buyer wants to be able to make sure that they got a good deal, and so a lot of times they will come in lower than the seller would like, and yet they want to ask for closing costs and ask for some favors. And it's awfully hard to punch somebody in the nose with a lower price, but then also ask for a favor of paying the closing costs. It can be done, but there's certain ways that it needs to be done. That's what I bring to the table in negotiating, is being able to say things like that are things that we need to be able to say, okay, let's offer them a little bit more in the asking price so that we can get some of the closing costs paid, or better yet, we just need to expect that the seller is going to probably counter back and ask us to raise our price a little bit and pay for the closing costs. These are things that part of negotiations that we need to be able to help you understand that we have the ability to do that, negotiate that for you and in your behalf, so that you get what you need. Because bottom line is, many times people need the closing costs paid by the seller, and the lenders will allow that to be done, but it has to be done without punching them in the nose. Do me a favor, when you like and subscribe and ring that bell, will you do me a favor and drop a comment in here and let me know what are some things that you would like me to cover I'd love to be able to know more information about what you feel like would be things for me to cover in my brilliant buyer tips and my savvy seller tips. Like and subscribe and drop me a comment. Thank you.